Hi, I'm Jessica Lahr, and welcome to our first episode of 2018 here on Wednesday, January 3rd. We're live inside the FingerLakes1.com studio, where I'm joined by Jim Sinicropi and Josh Durso.
Here we are.
Happy New Year!
It is
Happy
New Year.
It's a cold one.
It's a cold one.
Yeah.
And
So
you guys
cold.
were weathering the freezing cold to see
Not
the ball
I.
drop, right?
Not I.
You weren't? I thought I saw some pictures.
Nope.
Oh.
No me.
Yeah, it was a few people turned out.
Oh, yeah.
You see them ringing in Seneca Falls. It's amazing how many people did turn out as cold as it was.
I know.
It's a pretty good feeling, usually. When it's that cold, it wasn't feeling anything.
I'm sure you weren't.
But it's amazing how a lot of people walk down with their kids, and a lot of people are already at the door downtown. Yeah, 2018, 2 degrees.
Gosh.
2 degrees.
Was
Both
it
of those
2?
degrees.
Was
Both
it?
of them. Yes. Yes, it was.
Oh, brr. Cold. Did you bundle up pretty good? Do you have hand warmers and pockets and all that jazz?
I drove down and parked behind the buildings and waited in the hot car till about 5 of, and then I walked and filmed that and got back in the car by 12:04.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good. You didn't get stopped in the freezing cold.
No. But what did you do on New Year's Eve?
We went to the Bellhurst for some drinks and then back to the house, and we just have friends come over and bring their kids. And
Did the Bellhurst do anything special to ring it in at midnight, or you were gone by then?
no, we just went at like 4 or 5 and just had a couple drinks, watched the end of the Bills game.
Yes, man.
Mm-hmm.
We stayed till the end of the Bills game and then
Crazy.
went back and ate, and I wasn't feeling all that great, so I kind of went home, grabbed a sweatshirt, and everyone came over and brought their kids and just ate a lot of food, and it was fun. But yeah, the Bills won. That was cool. That was good to see.
Not only did the Bills win, but then they had that amazing play at the end of the Bengals game that got
Exactly.
it in. And all the videos
Exactly.
of Bills fans in the locker room celebrating. It's really great stuff. So
Yes.
now we'll see how they do this weekend when they actually play a playoff game for the first time since 1999.
Oh my gosh, I think I was 14.
Are you kidding? High
Yeah.
school seniors right now have never seen the Bills
Right.
play a playoff game in their lifetime.
That's crazy to
It's
think.
impressive.
Finger Lakes One, the company, was founded in 1998.
Oh wow! So the year before.
So, I mean, we could go
There's
on and on
perspective.
about the different things that have happened since the Bills were in the playoffs, right?
Yes.
Crazy.
It is crazy. Oh goodness. Well, it's exciting for us here, but what does this weekend's weather look like for us? Because I am freezing.
More of that.
It's going to be colder than it's been all year. So we
Oh.
thought it was cold last weekend. It's going to be colder this weekend.
Oh, boy.
We got a little. Today's kind of balmy. I was actually thinking of wearing shorts. But Friday, snow. It's going to snow. There's going to be areas of blowing snow, high near 2 degrees. Friday overnight, it'll get down to -2 and an 80% chance of more snow. Saturday, another day where the high is going to be 2 degrees, 80% chance of snow. Saturday night, low of -3, and it's going to be windy these days too. I mean, you're talking wind chills in the -20s and 30s.
Oh.
Saturday night, -3. I think I said that. Sunday, mostly cloudy with a high near 24. So if you have any outdoor
all right.
plans, save them for Sunday.
Yes.
And then Monday we should break the freezing mark, actually.
Oh, good.
So I guess spring will be here on Monday.
Yeah.
But this weekend's going to be ridiculous. Friday, there's probably going to be school cancellations because of the cold. We're supposed to do a high school basketball game in Lyons. If they cancel school, then that would be postponed.
Yep.
So we'll see, but it's going to be very, very cold, like ridiculously cold. Colder
Yes.
than it was this past weekend, and we all know how cold that was.
I know. It hurts your face.
Sustained cold. Drew Montrell said in his update yesterday that there are some places in the Finger Lakes that may go below 0 Thursday night and not get back above until the temperatures start to rise on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's like, that's wild. That's cold.
Be a brisk couple of days. Watch
Be
your pipes.
safe. What kills me with the cold is the dryness of it. So, like, you know, like my nose and
Yeah.
just dry my hands.
Yep.
Oh, my hands.
Yeah, it's tough. It's hard living up here
Hard living.
in the winter.
Hey,
It's
remember
beautiful.
this when you guys are complaining about the heat in the summer.
I'm
Remember
not
this.
usually one to complain about the heat. Not usually. Especially this past year.
But if you go back 2 months, let's see, 1 month, 2 months, you go back 2.5 months, we were enjoying almost a constant stream of 60 and 70 degree sunny days.
Yep.
And now this.
Yeah.
It's frozen tundra.
Yeah. Winter, it has arrived. All right. Well, thanks for that terrible news.
Yeah, don't thank him for that. Don't thank him for that.
I don't make the weather. This can change too. You know, the forecast changes by the weekend a lot, so check out the Finger Lakes One Weather Center. If anything, it'll probably be colder.
Oh, let's hope not. All right, Josh, what do we have going on the news right now?
Okay, so interesting story. Remember David Sweat? Last week we talked about all the action at 5 Points Correctional Facility this year. It was one of our biggest stories of 2017. So he was one of the Clinton Correctional Facility inmates who escaped in 2015. And thanks to some reporting by the New York Times, we've now learned that he was planning an escape from 5 Points, where he was housed up until basically this fall when they transferred him out. There's some chatter about whether he spilled the beans on some of their flaws within the facility. The argument is in an interview with the Times that he was supposedly transferred and given some goodwill or something to that effect for providing that little bit of information to the people who run that facility. Obviously, it's one person's word against another. Who knows?
Right.
But yeah, he was apparently plotting an escape from a Romulus prison. Go figure.
Oh my goodness.
But it is winter, and with winter comes sickness. Thompson Hospital and Ewing Continuing Care Center in Canandaigua have imposed new visitor guidelines as flu becomes more widespread throughout the area. Patients are limited to 3 visitors at a time. Those under 14 are not allowed, and anyone displaying symptoms are asked to refrain from visiting until they've been symptom-free for 24 hours. Now, the caveat with all of those rules and regulations, they basically said that they can be modified and changed, and if there is an extenuating circumstance where someone needs to see someone, they'll let them or figure out how to make it happen.
Okay.
So, if you are doing any of those things, think about that when you're going to Thompson Hospital. And then, how cold is too cold? So there was an interesting story published earlier this week that looked at the frigid temperatures and when schools cancel and go into cold day.
Yes.
So I always like looking at social media, kind of gauge where people fall on it. And it was really interesting. As soon as that story was posted to social media, parents jumped in, and there was this basically feisty debate about they shouldn't cancel, they should cancel. It was just like a mad house. And I have to ask you two, as parents, where do you come down, where do you draw the line? Because basically, school districts really don't have a guideline, a set number where, this is where we have to cancel.
Well, it's not up to us because I'll get my daughter to school in a warm car. I'm sure you will too with your kids. It's for some families who might not have the means where their kids have to walk to school or wait at the bus stop is a big thing too.
Yes.
So, bundle them up. Though on the other side of things, there's some kids who the best meal they have every day is at school. So, if you cancel school, then they might not be eating so well that day.
That's true.
So there's a lot of factors to be taken into account for sure, but I would think that as cold as it's going to be Friday will be too cold. Yeah, that'll be cold.
It seemed to be between 25 and 30 degrees below zero. When wind chills get that low, that's where districts tend to draw the line.
Yeah.
A lot of the indication was that between 4:30 and 5 a.m. is when you'll start to see those cancellations, if they're going to roll in, start to roll in.
Well,
so
a couple
I guess
basketball games scheduled for Friday have already rescheduled to Thursday. High school in anticipation of it being canceled, because if school's canceled, the games are canceled. So.
Right.
I think it's a pretty good chance there's going to be a ton of cancellations on Friday.
Now, a good question for the sportsman here. If there is games scheduled for like Saturday or a Sunday, if there's no school on Friday, do those games on Saturday and Sunday also get canceled?
No. There's no games on Sunday, hardly ever any games on Sunday. But the Saturday games wouldn't be canceled because of no school on Friday, no.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the news, that's the debate.
Okay.
obviously, stay tuned to FingerLakes1.com. We'll have the latest on all of this weather shenanigans and cancellations.
Yes.
Or
Absolutely.
tap the app. We always have to remind you, tap the app.
Tap the app.
Tap on weather.
Yes.
So easy. So easy. Just do it.
Everything right there at your fingertips, literally. All right, well, let's take a look at our weekend events. We know what the weather's going to look like. First up, enjoy Watkins in a Winter Wonderland on Friday night on Franklin Street in Watkins Glen from 5 to 8 p.m. You'll enjoy local wine, cheese, live music, and art. The cost to participate is just $10 and includes a souvenir wine glass. Simply stop by the Visitor Center at 214 North Franklin Street at the start of the event to purchase a ticket.
There's also a cost of your physical well-being.
If it's that cold.
So good luck.
Bundle up, but $10 is great. That's really affordable.
Yeah, no, they do
That's
that
fun.
on the first Friday. I think they have something in Watkins Glen on the first Friday every month. So this one is the first Friday. And
Love it.
It's going to be a winter wonderland.
Watkins in a Winter Wonderland. I like that. Cute. All right, on Saturday, visit the New York Wine and Culinary Center and taste your way through a variety of sparkling wines from 2 to 4 p.m. What's the difference between champagne and sparkling wine? Why is there such a large price difference between them? What are the different fermentations used? Which one should you choose for mimosas?
The important questions.
Visit nywcc.com for more information and to purchase a ticket, which is $40. On Friday night, tickets are still available for Richard Marx at the Vine at Del Lago Resort and Casino. Richard Marx has sold more than 30 million albums worldwide, starting with his self-titled debut, which went to a number 8 on the Billboard Top 200 chart and spawned 4 top 5 singles.
That was like in my senior year in high school when that album came out.
Really?
Richard Marx, yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of like maybe one of our homecoming songs might have been like "Hold On to the Night" or something like
I'm
that.
sure, yeah.
Richard Marx.
I bet. Visit DelLagoResort.com for more information and to purchase tickets. Yeah, that sounds fun. He had some great hits. Absolutely. All right, well, let's jump into our top local photos.
Yeah, there's a lot for the winter week, but you know the winter, like especially when it's this cold and white, it really does bring a lot of create a lot of interesting scenes for the local photographers. And the other thing I noticed this week is we got a lot from some names we haven't heard from in a while.
Yeah.
So hey, here we go. Enjoy.
Yes. From Christmas morning in Mike Sargent's Farmington backyard, this hawk made one of its periodic appearances. Good for a photo, but clears the rest of the birds out for a while. Oh my, that's very
Scared of the
cool.
hawk.
This stunning shot in Phelps by Shelley Lannon was the result of a little winter weather before the extreme cold set in throughout the region last week.
This created a fervor
Oh my gosh.
on social media a little bit. This particular photo, a lot of people were really, a lot of shares and likes. It's
Yeah.
it's a pretty amazing little scene there.
It is beautiful. From Rachel Burkholder, although it was a frigid evening late last week at Sampson State Park, the scene was amazing. The steam was rising over the water, a pastel sunset colored the sky, and the rocks and grass were covered in ice. Oh my gosh.
When winter really hits here in the Finger Lakes, Rachel gets out there and she does every single year. She delivers.
Nails it. On New Year's Day in Farmington, this vibrant cardinal struck a pose for Mike Sargent. Oh.
When it gets really cold, those birds' feathers, they fluff up. You know how, like in the summer or whatever, normal temperatures, they're kind of like
Matted.
Yeah, sheen.
Yes.
And they're kind of fluffy and unkempt, trying to stay warm.
Oh, that is the cutest little birdie ever. How sweet. Oh my gosh. Okay, one of my favorites by Mike Sargent, I think. That's adorable. Nancy L. Wright shared a photo of the final sunset of 2017 on Sunday night in Milo.
Milo
That's
sunset.
beautiful too, yeah. And with temps in the single digits, a male red-bellied woodpecker was fluffed up for warmth at Nancy Jacobs Feeder in South Bristol on Friday morning. Ugh, that's another great bird picture.
Birds, I love the bird feeders. That this time of year.
Oh yeah.
It's a free buffet dinner.
That's right. And from Ann Kaminsky, winter has a tight grasp on the Finger Lakes, as evident by this shot of Cayuga Lake from State Route 89.
Whew,
yeah, brr. That's a beautiful shot, though. Wow, the clouds and everything. Nice. From Robert Stopper, below zero weather did not stop snow-covered bison from beginning the new year with early morning breakfast on the Ramp Bison Farm located on Bauer Van Wickle Road in Lyons.
First thing I noticed when this one came through is that Robert Stopper sent a photo that wasn't from the locks in Lyons.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Good one.
That's a cool
Buffalo.
shot.
Buffalo. In honor of the Bills.
It's very timely.
Yep.
Very timely. This table at Sampson State Park looked like a cool spot for a picnic this past weekend in this photo from Rachel Burkholder.
Tongue in cheek there
Oh.
in that caption.
Yep.
Cool for sure. The stance and shadows from these cows caught the eye of Diane Dersch. They were trying to stay out of the wind near a barn on Route 96 in Waterloo on Sunday. Oh,
Poor cows are cold.
they're gold. Sunrise breaks over the trees on Monday outside of Penyan on a cold first day of 2018 in this photo by Nancy L. Wright.
Something about a country road, you know?
Now,
my.
this photo, taller than it is wide,
Yeah.
and perhaps, for whatever reason, this was just one of the coolest effect pictures we've gotten in a while, at least to my eye. When
if
it
you
came
can
in,
see
I was
the
like,
original
wow.
version that's taller than it is wide, like we can show on here, you would see what we're talking about. It's
Yeah.
a little more impressive in that regard.
Yeah.
Still great. Still a great shot. All right. Blas Ramirez took a frigid morning walk on a warm 9-degree Friday in Romulus.
I've been on that road before in the
Warm.
summer when everything is looking green.
Yes. A wide open view of Tuesday's sunset captured by Chris Trine from Lake Bluff Road in Huron.
Pretty awesome.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
This photo by Diane Dersch was taken at Seneca Lake State Park on Monday. A bit chilly to sit on a park bench, but nice to see the sun and vapor coming off the lake. Wow.
Yep.
That's cool.
Very close to the shot that Rachel took
Yep.
that we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Very close. Same location, different style though.
Yep.
Yeah. Beautiful. Another from Robert Stopper. On New Year's Day, the Erie Canal and Lock 27 in Lyons were frozen and almost blue in the morning sunlight.
There you go. It's back to where you know.
I was going to say,
There
he
it
couldn't
is.
send us a non-log picture
Yeah.
without sending us one.
That looks cool.
Awesome as always.
And finally, Rochelle Burkholder snapped this photo of this pair of goldfinches who found the sunflower seeds at their feeder on Tuesday.
I like that
Oh
one a
my
lot.
gosh, how cute. Taken after her mama.
Yep.
Beautiful
It's a good
shot.
one.
Oh, man.
So,
All right,
yeah,
you
good luck
guys.
picking the favorite. I got mine.
You
but
do?
I'd like to see if my vote even matters.
So it was an easy. Oddly enough, it was an easy choice. Shelley Lannon's shot in Phelps. Just the contrast, the color. Could not pick it.
I don't know.
Now all the stress is on you guys.
I know. I don't think
That's the one I'm
Jim's...
picking, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, darn. I was going to say, I don't
see?
think Jim's is going to be
See?
mine anyway. I just really loved that Cardinal shot by Mike Sargent. But
The other one was Rachel's Seneca Lake shot, and
Yes.
the Chris Trine
Right.
sunset one was awesome. But yeah, I don't know. There's something about this one. The new fallen snow on the branches, and the red barn in the back, and the flowing water. Yeah.
it's a calendar picture for sure.
It is.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Good job, Shelley.
They're all beautiful.
Good job.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you guys for so much for sending them in. If you'd like to share your local photos from across the region, click the link in the Submit Content section at the bottom right-hand side of our homepage here at fingerlakes1.com. Jim?
I got a lot of feedback from our end of the year episode last week with all the photos of the year.
You
A lot of
did.
people enjoyed going through the whole year in photos.
They did like
This
that.
year we might try to just keep the photo of the week each week from our show, and maybe
Yes.
that we'll do that next year. It's just the 52 or whatever. We skip an episode every now and then, maybe 50 or so photos.
Yep.
So that would be number one right there.
Oh, that's the
Shelley's.
first one. Shelley Lannon.
Yep.
But plans could change too. So
I like that idea, though.
Yeah.
The top from every week, yep. All right, here comes the train. But Jim, what's going on in sports right now? We know the Bills won.
Yeah, so now they're playing Jacksonville 105 on Sunday in the wild card round, their first postseason game since 1999. Game will be on CBS. Bills will be facing former coach Doug Marrone, former Syracuse coach Doug Marrone, but Doug Marrone left both Syracuse and the Buffalo Bills kind of suddenly and not on the best terms. So now there's a lot of Bills fans that's an extra incentive. And I think that if you're the Bills and you're going to be playing your first playoff game since '99, I think you got to kind of like your chances against the Jaguars. I think the Jags have lost their last two. They got a young quarterback, as do the Bills, and Blake Bortles and Tyrod Taylor. And LaShawn McCoy is looking to be rehabbing and should be good to go on Sunday, which is big.
Yes.
Oh, it's gonna be something, and just imagine if the Bills can survive this wild card round and get to the next round.
My gosh.
Anything's possible. That's why if you're in the playoffs, anything's possible. So, and the Bills never have been, and now they are. So anything's possible.
Yes. Woo.
Syracuse will host Notre Dame in the Carrier Dome on Saturday at 3:15 p.m. That'll be on ESPN2, and it's always a big game when Notre Dame comes to the Dome. It's always a big crowd at the Dome. Going to be freezing out, though, so everybody that will trudge up the hill, they're going to be earning that one. Syracuse plays tonight against Wake Forest, too. They're in Wake Forest, so if they can win that game, they'd be 2-0 in the ACC heading into that Notre Dame game Saturday. Cornell basketball will host Central Penn at 5:30 p.m. on Friday night at Newman Arena in Ithaca. Cornell hockey home this weekend. They'll host Princeton at 7 o'clock on Friday night at Liner Rink, and then Quinnipiac on Saturday night at 7. High school basketball. Because I mentioned off the top, some games were rescheduled. One of them was Minders and Wayne on Friday night. He's been moved to Thursday. Also Waterloo Newark. But we're going to be able to bring you that Waterloo Minders game now on Thursday night live on FL1 Radio, and then a video replay at 10:30. The top two teams in the Finger Lakes East, both undefeated in the league. Miners undefeated overall. Wayne with just one loss, their first game of the season. Two of the best teams around, the defending A2 champs against the defending B champs. It's going to be great. It's tomorrow night. Listen live. Myself and Mike Alessio will have the call at Arthur L. Baker Gym in Seneca Falls. And then the next night, Clyde at Lions at the Atwood. Now, they sell tickets for this because if you don't have a ticket, you're not getting it in.
Yeah.
But it's tentative because they may cancel school, in which case it would be rescheduled. If they don't, we're going to be there with our full production live video, myself and Kevin Sharp calling that one. So really, back-to-back nights setting up to be two of the best high school basketball games of the season on Finger Lakes 1. So it's going to be cold out, but it'll be warm in the gym. So
yes.
So good stuff. And then the Upstate Hoops podcast on Sunday morning. Not sure who we'll have in. Last week we had 3 kids from Wayne. They drove all the way down from Ontario on New Year's Eve to be on the show, and it was great. They brought me a shirt. They brought me a Wayne shirt.
Oh, nice.
So I won't be wearing that to the game at Niners tomorrow night. But.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. Great.
So that's it. Go Bills. Go Syracuse.
Yes.
Go Cornell.
That's that.
Awesome. I know I went back to my hometown last week, and I got to see a high school basketball game, and of course I cheered there for 5 years, so basketball was huge, in my high school
There's
careers.
nothing like a high school basketball game in the winter around here. Something about it in the gyms. I love it.
It was so good, and they beat them, and it was great. And I got to bring the boys.
Prattsburg you're talking about.
Prattsburg. Yep, little Prattsburg. And it was a great game. The guys played great, young team, and I know the coach, so it was kind of neat. It was fun. Fun to go back to little old Prattsburg green and white Vikings.
Green and white.
I have no other excuse to go back there. There's not like anything that brings me there. My parents don't live there anymore, so.
Steuben County?
Yep. Steuben County. Yep.
Traditionally, their girls' team's been very strong in Class D.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I think they're good again this year, but
yeah, they are. They're doing well.
Vikings.
Yep.
So what's in store this weekend? What are you doing this weekend?
I'm leaving.
You're leaving.
I'm leaving.
All right, that takes care of that. See ya.
We're going to visit my husband's grandma for her birthday, so we'll see his side of the family, and yeah, it'll be good. We haven't seen them in a couple of years, so it'll be good to catch up. How about you?
I have absolutely no idea. I am like complete. This is one of those weekends where I'm
That's
like
good.
recovering from the holidays, and now
Right.
I've had plans so consistently, nearly every day it feels like.
Yes.
Now I'm like, okay, what do I do?
What do I do with myself? Nothing. You do
I
absolutely
don't have anybody
nothing.
telling me, hey, you have to go here. You have to do this. Not anymore. Just sitting here waiting.
Good.
So we'll see.
You'll be on your news game. We know
Yeah,
that.
of course.
That goes without being
Of course.
said. What about you, Jim?
Saturday, well, Friday I got that basketball game if it doesn't get canceled. If it does, then I'm just going to probably sit at home in front of a fire and, watch TV or something. Saturday, I want to watch that Syracuse game, but my daughter's 6th and 7th grade travel basketball teams, their season-ending tournament is this weekend. I think it's in Clyde, but I don't know what time the games are yet, and that would affect my whole weekend whenever those games are.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, Sunday might be a good day to make a pot of sauce. Or,
Yes.
Or a couple soups, maybe.
Soup sounds good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yum.
But no real plans. And I think that's kind of the thing about this first weekend of the new year, after New Year's Day is passed and everything, is that people don't make a lot of plans because they just come off of like 4 straight weekends
Right.
of plans every night, it seems. So
Yeah.
it's nice to not have any plans,
It is.
right?
It is.
Yeah. You could stay in your pajamas all day long.
I want to watch the Bills, too.
I know.
On Sunday at 1:05.
I know.
So
People
yeah,
miss that.
it would be a nice weekend to wear sweatpants and not leave the house if you don't have to.
Exactly.
Unless you want to go to Watkins in a Winter Wonderland or
That's right.
Richard Marx or find out the difference between champagne and sparkling wine.
That's
My
right.
advice, if you are really that eager to do something this weekend, do something indoors.
Stay warm.
Do something that isn't outside, because this weekend is not the weekend to try your luck outdoors on some sort of adventure.
Bundle
Sunday.
yourself up really tight and go for like a snowshoe hike or something like that. That could work.
That sounds ambitious.
You
You gonna do that?
I don't know
So
snowshoes,
ambitious.
so, I'm not going to be doing that.
No.
Where
okay.
you say you're going?
New Jersey.
Oh, that's right. New
Yes.
Jersey.
Yeah.
It might be 10 degrees warmer there.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That would be nice. That would be nice, but we're going to be traveling on Saturday, so that's a cold day.
Yeah.
Cold day in and out of the car,
And if it does get into the mid-30s on Monday, like they're saying, it is going to feel like 60s.
It,
Yeah.
it
It
really,
will.
Yeah. Especially if the sun's out.
You can wear shorts that day, Jim.
Maybe play some golf. Oh, it's too much snow to play golf.
Yeah. No go.
But
That might be
the
pushing
other
it.
thing we didn't talk about is that there is going to be a ton of snow probably this weekend too. Some accumulation of snow on top of everything, and that snow is going to be blowing. It's really going to be nasty. So be careful. You shouldn't want to travel this weekend any
No.
great distances at all. So before this weekend comes, stock up, get to the grocery store,
Yes.
and then hunker down. That's my
Yeah.
advice. Hunker down.
Good advice.
Agreed.
Yep.
Except we won't be doing that, but that's okay. All right, well, that wraps it up for today. Thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like to drop us a line, send an email to contact@fingerlakes1.com. If you enjoy the show, click like, share, or subscribe. We'll be back next Wednesday afternoon. Until then, stay safe and warm here in the Finger Lakes. Bye-bye.